Let's go.
I do wonder why Pete Buttigieg, somebody who is looking to potentially run for president again in the future, didn't get there a little sooner. I don't mind criticizing him for this because I think he's fantastic. I don't think he made the right move here, but it doesn't take away any of my support for him.
Vanell, what do you think?
I think that he should be there too. Now, I recognize that they've sent the guy who is for the EPA, I think his last name is Regan. I think he's been there like 3 times. And I think that in terms of the, NTSB, that they've been there, but train is transportation. And I think if it's transportation, then the head of transportation should demonstrate his commitment to that. I think that optics are really important. And I think that you have to pay attention to optics at all times. And the administration typically does a really good job of paying attention to the optics. And I just think here we missed the real opportunity to let the optics be in our favor instead of us having this conversation about why they're not there.
The previous Secretary of Transportation didn't bother to show up for any train derailments, even when there were fatalities.
So here's what I would say to that when you have a change in leadership, you set the standards about what your standards are going to be. That's your opportunity to re-engage and decide how you want your administration to be represented, your brand. And so I think that what Elaine Chao did, though we should not forget it, and we should make sure that we amplify what her brand was. We are trying to distinguish ourselves and show a contrast between Democrats and Republicans. And based on what they've already done, they've demonstrated that contrast. Then in opportunities like this, you have to be consistent in that work.
Republicans have decided to audit Pete Buttigieg's use of the jets. And I say bring it. I would guess that he is accustomed to very high scrutiny in his life. And I would guess that as a result of that, he would be more careful than most people. And he has said that when he does choose to use, essentially a private jet, it is actually to save taxpayers' money. Because when he travels commercial, he's back in coach with the rest of us little, tunas in the can.
And let's also remember that in all of the blatant manipulations and trashing of our democracy in the 4 years that Donald Trump was in the White House, Elaine Chao had to wait until after he caused an insurrection at the Capitol to resign in disgust and protest. In fact, Trump deregulated the rail industry for the entire 4 years that it led this country.
So I don't really understand the reason for this lapse in judgment as I see it. I think I heard him say that he wished that he had done something different, something to that effect. And when you can look at a decision that you've made and then realize that you could have done something different and then you acknowledge that, nobody's perfect. So that's good enough for me, because I don't remember anyone in the Trump administration ever admitting to anything. They stand behind absolutely everything that they do, even the stuff that's most disgusting. So I am way okay with that. It doesn't matter to me who you are. If you make a mistake and you acknowledge it, then we're done with it. It is those folks who don't acknowledge mistakes as if they don't make any. That's where I have the